is both these teams showed up ready to play loose too, right? Loose and aggressive, and I like the way both organizations are calling it early in this game.
Yeah, we talked about all the noise that was likely to be here, but Atlanta's played so well. Hasn't been that noisy yet.
Carr rolling right, chased by Calais Campbell, and he comes back and finds a man at the 29-yard line. That's Jordan Mims with his first NFL touch. He was elevated off the practice squad yesterday, playing in his second NFL game, and Derek Carr told us Friday he was excited about Mims getting in there because, of course, they both played at Fresno State. Yeah. Derek very proud of his Bulldogs.
Well, for your first touch, this is really good patience, right? Where Derek Carr's extending the play, Mims reroutes, sets the stem up, and then comes back down, and he's able to find him on the sideline. Pretty cool way to get your first NFL touch.
Yeah, but I think they called it an incompletion because if you see it,
they wiped it off.
It touches
Never
the
mind.
ground.
Man, we pumped them up so much.
I know.
2nd and 10 after it's ruled incomplete. Here's Miller, and he gets 2, and AJ has an injury update.
Well, Andrew, a critical piece of this Falcons defense, linebacker Caden Ellis, I'm being told, has a knee injury, and his return to this one is questionable, guys.
That'd be a big loss, and Saints fans know him well. Spent his first 4 years here in New Orleans, had a career-high 7 sacks a year ago. Seems like a lot of guys have changed sides in this rivalry, including that man, Ryan Nielsen. 3rd down and 8. From here, it will be about a 50-yard field goal. Carr over the middle. He's got Taysom Hill again, but a big hit by Richie Grant. And the Saints are short of a first down. Let's see what Dennis Allen decides to do. For now, the offense is staying on the field.
It's a good, accurate throw. Just, well, maybe not completely accurate, slightly behind Taysom Hill. And on those crossing routes, it's all about ball placement, right? You've got to give your runner a chance to be able to catch that thing in stride and get in front, but they're going to be aggressive here. Dennis Allen coming out being aggressive, going for it on a 4th and short.
Passing on a field goal. 4th down and 2. Carr quickly, he's got the first down. Jawan Johnson rumbles up ahead. A gutsy call by Allen, and it pays off.
That gutsy call, I like them using the quick cadence, though. You can see confusion on the Atlanta side of the ball, and they just run this little hook route right there to Jawan Johnson, and just nobody covered him. I mean, I think that's one of the things.
Yeah, it was confusion. It was a lot of confusion. Nate Landman thought he had the back. Instead, he should have stayed on the tight end. You get the corner going to the back as well, and Jawan Johnson's wide open for the first down.
Play number 13 on the drive. Derek Carr takes off. That is something you do not see very often, as we have an NFL Today update with JB and Nate.
A break for the Bucs, who are looking to win the South with a win.
That's right, JB. You can't fumble away your opportunities. Bryce Young rolls left. Who is he going to hit? That is DJ Chark, who dives for the pylon, knocked out by Antoine Winfield, picked up by Jamel Dean. It's a touchback. Tampa Bay ball. Game still scoreless.
Back to Andrew Catalan.
That is not what fans watching this game wanted to see. Thank you very much, guys. Jamal Williams up the middle. He's got a first down. 1st and goal for the Saints. Now, this is an area where New Orleans has had a lot of success lately. Last 5 games, 79% in the red zone.
Yeah, and I think one of the things Dennis Allen did maybe 5-6 weeks ago was start working red zone on Thursday and Friday. Most NFL teams only practice their red area plays on Friday, but they made a decision to say, you know what, we're not good enough. We've got to do it more often. We've got to emphasize it. And that emphasis in practice has turned into production here in the red zone for the New Orleans Saints.
Williams met at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, and I think one of the things you got to do if you're going to be successful in the red area is run the football, right? Is to be physical and run the football, or you have to do a good job extending plays. And so at some point, you've got to make an off-schedule play, or you have to pound the football in the red area.
Still so odd that Jamal Williams has not scored a touchdown this year. Led the NFL with 17 a season ago as Derek Carr hurries them to the line. 16th play of the drive. It's a pitch. Miller cuts it back and trying to get in. He's close. but down inside the 1.
Yeah, you see, this will be interesting to look at because he might be off the ground. It's hard to tell. There's a lot of bodies in there, but Kendre Miller reaches back at the last moment. He says, I think his elbow might have gotten down before that ball crossed the goal line, but it is a tight one. So he can see it. His elbow's at the ground. I mean, that's a touchdown if you ask me.
I think Dennis is going to throw the flag.
Yeah, and Dennis Allen does throw it. Wow.
Dennis Allen trying to win a challenge for the first time this year. He's 0 for 3. If he wins, it'll be the first NFL touchdown for Kendre Miller.
After review, the ruling on the field is a touchdown.
Didn't even need it.
Well, I believe that was an expedited review, so they put it right up to the booth. Dennis Allen doesn't necessarily need to throw the flag, but he does. As you see, his elbow is what's going to determine. His butt is off the ground. His knees are off the ground. His back is off the ground. The elbow, when the elbow touches, where is the football? You can clearly see as Matt draws it perfectly across the goal line. Great effort by Kendre Miller.
You just saw Dennis Allen say, do I still have 2? He wants to know if the expedited review means he gets his challenge back, and we believe he does. So they called it in from New York, said it's a touchdown, did not have to use the challenge, as Miller has his first NFL score, and the extra point is good by Groupie. What a drive by the Saints. 16 plays. It took up over 8 minutes off the clock, and we're tied at 14.
Ritter, though, coming out in this first quarter, benched a couple of times this season, but to come out and play in this game with all that's on the line and the rivalry and all the things that come with it, to start the way he did, no incompletions, a couple completions for over 50 yards. This is exactly what you want if you're a Falcons fan.
That Matt Ryan game with 2 50-yard passes was against the Saints in September of 2018. Cordero Patterson gets the touch, and he gets up to the 29-yard line. NFL Today update, JP and Nate.
And you're going to have a handoff right here to the big fella, Derrick Henry. He's going to take it. Big fella moving and grooving and finally gets in. That's his 90th career TD. Tennessee up 14-10. Back to you guys.
And Nate, what could be his final game in Tennessee. A lot of speculation about that. 2nd down and 6. There's Robinson. And he squeaks up with a flag down. Good job after the initial contact by Bijan Robinson. Let's see what the penalty is.
Holding. Offense number 85. 10-yard penalty. 2nd down.
Tough day for Michael Pruitt, his 2nd penalty of the half.
Yeah, you're going to see this right here, and Tucker Fisk is coming from the backside and just doesn't get anything on Pete Werner. And this is what Bijan Robinson can do, though, right? Like, even when it's not blocked, and I know they have the penalty and it brings him back, but just the ability to get yards after contact, make people miss, and his fluidness with his cuts, it's just impressive to watch.
That makes it 2nd down and 16. Ritter to the air. Takes the check down to Robinson at the 20 and crunched at the 23. Good tackle by Paulson and Debo, and now it's 3rd down.
Yeah, this is just a fake toss out, and this is a way to do play action. When there's nothing there, you just chuck it down to your running back. Hoping he makes something happen, but you stay a little bit more regular in those situations, but the holding penalty puts you way behind the board.
3rd and 11, Ritter to Smith. And Jonnu Smith still fighting his way, but it's short of the 1st down. Amadi finished him off after a gain of 6. And the Falcons will punt.
It's a good job of rallying and tackling right here by the New Orleans Saints. And they play coverage, right? They play everything knowing it's 3rd and 11. Let's keep things in front. This is a good run after the catch by Jonnu Smith, but rally tackling from this New Orleans Saints, running with speed, making these plays, making sure they get him on the ground. Good stop for the New Orleans Saints.
Shaheed with 1 punt return for a touchdown this year. That was against Green Bay. Awaits the punt at his own 25. William boots it away. Shaheed drifting to his left. He calls for a fair catch at the 21-yard line. 8:43 to go, tied at 14 on CBS. Calais Campbell, he said he's going to play today like it's his last. And I said, I think I'll be more emotional today, is what he told us. And this was pregame, out at midfield, a long time on one knee, saying a prayer. He said he was going to get away from football whenever the Falcons season is over and think about it. But he did tell us that he wanted to go to dinner with his teammates last night in case it was the final time.
Yeah, 16 seasons. It's a long time for a defensive tackle, defensive end. And you see him playing on the edge, keeping a little bit more healthy.
Taysom Hill is tripped up, and that's Calais Campbell making the play. And that's the thing that's got to be hard for Calais, is that he's still playing at a high level.
Well, that was the point I was going to make it, but it is in fact his last game. This is, you know, a special career that he's had, but he's going out playing at a high level. Like, there has been no drop off, and I think one of the things they've done in Atlanta that has helped him, Tiki, you mentioned it, he's played some D-end, he's played some tackle, but really here in Atlanta he's played a lot more on the edge, and I think that's allowed him to stay more healthy. And I really like that dirty bird.
I was going to ask, did you like the dirty bird?
Carr, and he's got a man for a first down. Beautiful play up to Olave. A gain of 16. NFL Today update, JB and Nate.
Carolina not making it easy on the Bucs to win the South.
Yeah, Chase McLaughlin, 36-yard field goal attempt. It is up, and it is good. We finally got some points. Tampa Bay leads 3-0.
Late in the first half, back to Andrew Catalan.
All right, so the Buccaneers winning in if they can hold off the Panthers.
Be ready for him. Be ready for him. What's it?
Williams, and he is spun down. Great play by Nate Landman. 3rd on the team in tackles, a loss of 2.
Yeah, you see Nate Landman getting to the gap. James Hurst, the left guard, just can't quite get there. Tries to just push him out of the way, but it disrupts. We talked about it earlier in the game, Matt. Penetration kills the run game.
Yes, you said it, and a lot of times it comes from the D-line, but Nielsen going with the idea of blitzing to create that penetration to try and help against the interior runs that the Saints have had success with early in this ball game.
Carr to Miller, and 59, the Mike makes the tackle. That's Andre Smith, who's in there for the injured Caden Ellis.
Well, this was one of the areas coming into the game when Alvin Kamara was out. I wondered how they would replicate that kind of production because he's been such a great player out of the backfield for them. But Kenjiro Miller does a nice job here with that little short out route from the backfield. It looked a lot like what Alvin Kamara has done for a long time here in New Orleans. A good completion to put them in a 3rd and 6 or less.
And it looks like the Saints are going to use a timeout. As Carr's gone over to John Hussey. Play clock winding down before this 3rd down and 6. We'll be back in 30 seconds after this.
Hey, look at this.
What?
Saved nearly $750.
With that kind of money, we could fly south.
Except we don't migrate.
No, I'm talking actually fly. Sit back, relax, maybe work on my novel, and I won't forget the little birds out there. Actually, yes, I will.
Wow, money changed you.
Just keeping it real. Do people still say that?
Switch to Progressive and you could save hundreds to spend on whatever you dream up.
We asked Derek Carr about this rivalry. First year he's with the Saints, and he said, I didn't know too much about it before I came here, but I will tell you that each of the Falcon weeks it has felt different in this building.
Yeah, it does. You know, and I was a part of it for a long time. And players say all the time, you treat it the same, everyone feels the same. This one feels different It feels a lot like college football rivalries.
They run it on 3rd and 6, and maybe that's to set up going for it on 4th down. We'll see what Coach Allen wants to do as the punt team is walking on the field, and they will punt. So an interesting play call there.
Yeah, and don't forget they burned the timeout to be able to run that, right? And so there was discussion on that sideline of, okay, is this 4-down territory? And the answer was probably yes. Yeah. But you don't expect to get nothing with that run. And Dennis Allen has to make a decision afterwards when he sees an unproductive run play there on 3rd down to just punt this football.
30-year-old rookie Lou Headley, native of Australia, set the punt away. Alford back deep, end over end kick. Alford with a fair catch at the 7. So the Falcons will be backed up as they go in the 2nd quarter. And the Saints and Falcons are still tied at 14. First down and 10. There's Tyler Algier on 1st down, and he picks up a yard on the play. Pete Werner coming up to make the tackle.
Yeah, well, Tyler Algier is a guy that really provides depth. This is, you know, one of the things that you have the luxury when you have 2 backs that can do it. You keep both guys fresh, and it keeps you, rushing the football in the 2nd half the way you want to.
You're right, Matt. And this is one of the few teams in the NFL that has 2 backs with over 175 carries.
This is just the 13th play for Atlanta. They're averaging 14 yards per play so far in the first half. On 2nd and 9, Ritter keeps it himself. And a great play on defense by Jonathan Abram. Seeing increased opportunities the last couple of weeks, and he's made the most of them. Yeah,
this is a zone read, and Desmond Ritter holds on to this ball because the DN just kind of stalemates, taking away the inside handoff to Bijan Robinson, but you don't want your quarterback getting upended like that.
Well, this is an area of the field, too, as a young quarterback playing in a game like this. You don't want to do anything crazy, and it's getting loud. These backed-up situations become the loudest part on the field for you to be able to operate as you see Ritter going up and making an adjustment at the line of scrimmage.
And the Falcons are just going to run it with Robinson, and Tyrann Mathieu was ready for it. So a very quick 3 and out.
Yeah, quick 3 and out. But I again go to that. You have that young quarterback in that situation in a part of the field where you don't want to be super aggressive. And so they check out of this and go to that pulling guard with Chris Lindstrom. Bijan tries to get behind it, but Tyrann Mathieu comes up and makes a nice tackle. Both coaches here, right? Dennis Allen decides not to go for it on that 4th and 5. Decides to opt for field position. I think Arthur Smith doing the same thing, opting to change this field position and try and not give up points here before the half.
Shaheed awaiting the punt at his own 45-yard line. Oh, and Pinion shanked it. Wow. Out of bounds in front of the Saints sideline as Bradley Pinion picked a bad time for a bad punt. Just a 25-yard kick by the veteran Pinion.
Yeah, you just watch this as it comes off the right side of his foot. It just darts right immediately.
He knew it. He knew it.
It's like my golf swing. I block it.
NFL Today update, JB and Nate.
Boy, there's some happy fans elsewhere on this one, Nate.
You're right about that. Tyjae Spears with his 2nd TD of the day. All 3 TDs by the RBs. Tennessee leads 21-10.
Back to the human abacus. That would be Kevin Harlan.
All right, JP, back here in New Orleans with Matt Ryan, Tiki Barber, A.J. Ross on the sidelines, our entire crew. I'm Andrew Catalan. First down and 10 for the Saints. After the bad punt by the Falcons, Jamal Williams up the middle, and he gets 3 yards on the play. And that could take us to the 2-minute warning.
Matt, you have a sudden change here. They're going to dummy like they're going to call a play before the 2-minute warning, but taking a shot here, you're a little bit too tight, but you could have created a free play.
Coming, except for the Falcons.
Yeah, And we see it every week, right? We see this guys trying to, whether it's before the 2-minute or on a 4th down play.
Neutral zone infraction, defense, number 72. 5-yard penalty, 2nd down. Please reset the game clock to 2:01, please. 2:01, and we'll wind on my signal.
Now, Matt, is there a play called here?
Yeah,
in case you get the free play?
Well, you know, sometimes they used to let that.
2 minutes to go in the first half. Tied at 14. Saints are driving. Looking at 2nd down and 3. Carr throwing left. He's got the first down. Jawan Johnson picks it up. And the tackle made by Andre Smith. 2 timeouts left for the Saints. Remember, they used one on their prior drive before the 3rd down play.
Yeah, no need to rush right here, but you're going to look. Derek Carr just looks to his left and finds Jawan Johnson breaking on the out route. And a good conversion, right? You just want to keep the sticks moving. But you said it, Tiki, at some point, when you get the right look, it's about taking a chance, a shot into the end zone.
And Calais Campbell jumps this time.
Neutral zone infraction, defense, number 93. 5-yard penalty, 1st down.
Falcons have committed the 3rd fewest penalties per game this year. Just under 5. They already have 5 in the first half. Don't forget, Verizon Halftime Report is coming up with scores and highlights back in New York.
That motion right there that you saw undresses man-to-man coverage, and you can hear Derek Carr making his check right here.
Carr from Miller, incomplete.
So they diagnosed it, right? And he tries to go to the double move to the back, right? They call that the little, you know, stiffy route, trying to get up, make a little move on it, and then go to that pylon. They just couldn't hang on to the ball long enough to be able to let that separation. Pete Carmichael taking a look at his call sheet, trying to find the best matchups to take advantage of the man-to-man coverage.
Right. It's also a situation that Miller's not used to.
Yeah,
like, you got to run that play with a lot more pace when you know it's man coverage. This is what they miss with Alvin Kamara out of the game.
A run with Miller, and Miller picks up the first down. This is a guy that never really got going this season because of injuries. A hamstring early. In the last 7 games, he's missed with an ankle injury.
Well, you can see when he runs, he's got pace, right? There's speed there, but he's also a big back. He's 220 pounds, and so there's a perfect combination of power and speed with Kendre Miller, and so it's just a matter of getting them into space, as you can see them trying to do.
Carr looking right, now throws, and it is caught along the sideline. Shaheed got the feet down. A 6-yard pickup, and that stops the clock with 1:09 to play.
Well, good completion there. We take a look at Shaheed, who's going to his first Pro Bowler as a returner. And I thought the cool story Derek Carr told us about him was, you know, Dennis Allen asked him to break down the team after, you know, getting that honor. And the first thing he said was, I couldn't do it without the rest of the guys. It speaks to the character of him and who he is as a player. He's also going to be a dynamic wide receiver in this league for a long time.
2nd and 4. Carr chased by Dupree, throws on the run, incomplete. In the direction of Jordan Mims, and good coverage by Clark Phillips.
Yeah, there's just really nowhere for Derek Carr to go with this ball. He's just trying to.
Gave him the old come back
Mims. Yeah, come downhill strong.
But it's a good, safe spot to throw the football, right? You're pressing to the sideline. Maybe give your guy an opportunity to make a play right on the boundary. But if it gets tipped or anything like that, that thing is going out of bounds.
The problem is it's a running back who doesn't play a lot. It's not a wide receiver that knows that angle that you have to go downhill to that pylon and give Derek Carr a window to throw in. But Taysom Hill is in at quarterback now.
Derek Carr on the sideline on 3rd and 4. Play clock at 1. Hill trying to do it himself, and he's caught by Campbell. Calais Campbell having a big first half, and a timeout is called with 56 seconds left in the half.
Oh, this was a tough situation to put Jamal Williams in, because if he cuts off the backside here, Calais Campbell, then Taysom Hill has a lot of room
you saw that
around the edge to get towards the end zone.
called that timeout, so each team with 2 remaining, and out comes the field goal unit for the Saints and Blake Grupe. Don't forget, coming up, Verizon halftime report. J.J. Watt is in studio with the rest of the crew. We'll have scores and highlights coming up on the Verizon halftime report.
But it's a good stop in the red zone by the Falcons, right? They move the football down. You have that short field that they started with, and to come away with 3 points, you have to view that as a win for the Falcons defense.
A 24-yard attempt for Grupe, and his kick is good. So with 56 seconds left, the Saints take the lead. We'll be back in 30 seconds after this.
$5 duo at Burger King. Double up flavors when hunger dings. Whopper Jr. and Royal Crispy Wraps for a lunch, dinner, or late night snack. BK, have it your way.
I don't know about changing my name, man.
Come on, Mahomes, my auto, best bundle in the league, baby.
Mahomes, my auto, let's go.
Bundle and save with the personal price plan.
How many people would you tell?
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
So the poor punt by Bradley Pinion proved costly as the Saints were able to put 3 on the board. And now how aggressive does Arthur Smith want to be with 2 timeouts?
Yeah, we'll see. I think they're getting the ball coming out of the half, too, which makes a difference on your decision making. I think he's pleased with the way Desmond Ridder has played in this first half. But there have been a couple of conservative calls on third downs where they're running the football. So it'll be interesting to see. I think what you do is you try and get a chunk on that first play. Not necessarily throwing the football, but you evaluate how the first play goes. If you get something that gives you 8, 10, 12 yards, then it changes your mindset and you go be aggressive.
Yeah, I think we've seen Desmond Ridder look downfield, but hasn't really thrown the ball downfield. But he has had a pretty good day to start it. He's 7-7 on the day, and it started with a shot down the sideline to Scotty Miller, blown coverage by the Saints, and then here he is buying time and finding Jonnu Smith for the touchdown, and then Bijan Robinson, the do-everything rookie from Texas, goes the distance, 77 yards. It looks great on the stat sheet for Desmond Ridder, but it was a lot of yards after the catch.
They count.
They count.
Don't worry about it.
Ridder. And that pass is low and incomplete. It'll be second down.
And that's really the first time Desmond Ridder has had to go through a full progression all day, right? A lot of those things we showed earlier were routes coming open, ball coming out of your hand quickly, checking the football down. That was the first progression, full field left to right. It's just a little bit low for the in-cut.
You see in the top left of your screen, the Buccaneers just kicked a field goal right before the half, so they go into the locker room up 6-0 on Carolina. The Falcons have just 19 yards this quarter. Ridder looking for Pitts along the sideline. Does he get the feet in? And they are saying a catch for Kyle Pitts. The New Orleans sideline is saying he did not have complete control.
Yeah, we're going to catch it. We're going to see it right here as Pitts just goes to the corner route on Demario Davis. And he gets 1-2. I think it's a catch. To me, it looks like a catch.
Well, they get it off, so it doesn't matter now.
Ridder to Robinson out of the backfield, and Bijan Robinson picks up 7 more.
I think they may have gotten away with that one. Kyle Pitts double clutched that one. By the time he fully got control over it,
well, they beat the booth.
His foot was off the ground. So you watch, he catch, one double catch now, but that right foot is off the ground. So you're right, they beat the booth, so they get away with it.
Second and 2. Ridder's taking a deep shot down the sideline, and it's incomplete. Intended for Drake London, and Isaac Yiadom had the coverage.
Well, you said it. They went fast. They beat the booth. All reviews have to come inside 2 minutes from upstairs. Right here, though, it's just diagnosis of a one-on-one and trying to put a back shoulder. This is an excellent throw by Desmond Ridder. A little bit of